getting into some more news, we are going to basically get into
we stick to sports?
Yeah, we can stick to sports. You had something you want to run through real quick. Well, not quick, but you had a topic. I'll let you introduce it.
Don't cancel us. But I need to get more name details. But to start, I need to keep this open because that look good. The NCAA. Oh my God, these people are distracting me. Are they distracting you?
No, I'm focused on my craft.
NCAA swimming. I'm trying to get the details. Maybe I should have the details. Swimming championship. Okay, and then go to news. Where's the thing? Oh, right here. Okay. Did you just bang? You stomped? You trying to
I'm about to be a Karen.
I know.
Let me get my broomstick. Starts hitting the ground.
Like, people got work. Okay, so the NCAA championship, swimming championship, University of Pennsylvania, there was a swimmer named Leah Thomas who made history by becoming the first transgender woman to win a NCAA swimming competition in Division I. They said there were barely any cheers after she won. But okay, so a transgender woman was in a women's sporting event, the 500-yard freestyle, and was number one.
Question for you real quick.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you're the best person to ask. When somebody says a transgender woman, that means that it was a man that turned into a woman. All right, gotcha.
Yeah, it's a little confusing because I don't really know that either. That's too many counts. I'm trying to find, what's that guy's name? Lou Duval. He tweeted the stats. So, here we go. A lot of people are feeling away for the right reasons, in my opinion. And I feel like, me as a woman, I want to lead the conversation. You could kind of maybe give your opinion, but me as a woman, I feel like I could say how I feel. So, William Thomas was a guy, and he was ranked 462 in men's swimming. And now she's ranked number one once he transformed into a she. It's William to Lee.
First of all, transformed?
No, like,
what is it? A Camaro? He's an Autobot? Is he Bumblebee? He Optimus Prime?
Transformed.
Transitioned? Is that would that be the right word? Mm-hmm. Transformed is crazy.
I don't know all the formalities.
Autobots roll out.
And honestly, not even to be rude, I really don't care to learn. Because that's not my priority in life. Like, that's just, I have other things to worry about. And that's not even trying to be disrespectful. I just feel like I don't really care to learn all that stuff. Jesus. So, as a woman, I feel like this, I don't know if you guys can see, this picture just looks crazy. Them lined up. Like, tell me I don't look crazy.
I like the cowboy hat on the person from Texas.
That is just crazy though. The height difference, the legs. Ugh, I'm disgusted. I'm trying to make this polite as possible. What is that? Oh, the Transformer sound? I think that transgenders should have their own category in all sports. Like, yes, you could be involved in NFL, NCAA sports, NBA, high school sports. What is high school called? I'm not sure. New Jersey was NJSIAA. But I just feel like as a transgender woman, to compete in competitions with natural born women is like disrespectful because, we had this conversation earlier. When it comes to race, like, because I always say, okay, transgender people will probably be like, oh, well, what if we had black sports and white sports and this? It's not the same thing. Because along races, there is no proven, as far as I know, that one race is stronger than another. One race is more athletic than another. I don't think that has been proven at all. The stereotypes based off environmental factors, the stereotypes based off of what's prioritized, because some countries and some cultures, their priority might not be sports. Black culture, we love sports. We had a conversation earlier. Black people, lots of times environmentally, are in situations where they try to escape home, and their escape is sports, things like that. So those things might equate to more black athletes, Black people seem like we're better in sports and that we're stronger. And, I'm Black, so I'm going to gas us up and be like, maybe we are stronger. But, maybe we're not. Most likely we're not. And like it is just environmental factors that more drive, more motivation. But when it comes to transgender and men versus women, there are differences. Look at us. Like, they're skinny guys, right? They're skinny guys. But look, I'm a girl. I don't have natural muscles. I don't. And some girls are more muscular, but I'm a woman. My legs are smaller. Your legs are smaller. Usually men are taller than women. You're taller than me. You have testosterone. I have estrogen. Like, it's just different hormones. It's different things. Men are proven to be stronger. Men are proven to be faster. That's why in high school, like, you could race against guys. And I've beaten guys. Yeah, I've beaten guys. But the fastest boy on the boys team is faster than the fastest girl. Usually, right? Like, yeah. More like times than not. Like, I did cross country. The men on average would run in the 15, 16 range, the top men. The top women, 19, 18, 19. So, like, that's a whole minute, 2 minutes that they were faster by. That's just life. And of course, the fastest woman athlete in the world could probably be every boy not even probably, will be every boy on the high school team. But that's just, but the fastest professional boy or man in the whole world is still faster than the fastest professional woman. That's just science. I would have to do more research on why men are stronger, but I think it's just, we're the bearers of children. We're here to give birth and create kids, and the men were built to, be the hunters and go out and fight and defend the family and protect the family. So when you have somebody like this who's clearly extremely a lot taller because she's a natural born man, naturally taller, more built, and now you're racing against other women, and now you're taking, like, this woman who came number 2 should have been number 1. Like, that's crazy that you took away that title from her because you was trash in the male race, and that's not maybe her decision to become a woman. But it's like, that's just so nasty to me. That's so disrespectful. And like I said, from a woman's perspective, I honestly don't like when transgender women say that they're like, oh, we're the same as women. It's like, no, we're not the same. I'm bleeding right now. TMI. I'm on my period. You will never experience that. You will never experience that annoyance or that, that embarrassment if you bleed through your pants, or that worry. You will never experience what it's like bleeding 5 to 7 days nonstop for 5 to 7 days back to back. You'll never know what it's like to have cramps. Real cramps, not cramps from your medicine. Cramps that come from having uterus contracting and doing what it does. They won't experience that. So it's like, there's nothing wrong with that. Like, you should be proud of who you are and have your own category. Be like, I'm a proud transgender woman, not I'm a proud woman, because we're not the same. Like I said, the main difference is having uterus, having the ability to create a life, bleeding 5 days a week.
There's a lot more differences than that.
No, there's a lot more differences, but that's like the main thing. Like, women go through a lot with periods. Like, periods could affect how you are in sports.
I think you're limiting even women's experience just to that. You should probably expand on some other things that women go through as well.
Well, like what? Like what? Like emotionally?
Everything.
Yeah. Like, as far as like inequalities or scientifically.
I think in general, what?
Like can transgender women get breast cancer?
Everybody can get breast cancer.
Okay, so men can get breast cancer too. Yeah. It's just not as common.
No.
Because they don't have as much tissue and stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe,
but just in general,
what's the main thing though? Somebody had mentioned this. They said like one woman experience that a lot of women have, especially like younger girls have, like that experience of like being sexually harassed, especially by older men, older family members. I haven't experienced that personally, but a lot of women have experienced that. And now, now as an adult, you transition into a woman, and now I want to be like, like talking to other women, like, oh, we're the same, we have the same experiences. Like, no, you will never know what it's like being a 10-year-old girl and getting creeped out by like an uncle in your family, right? It's like, how you gonna like, how dare you kind of compare that experience, being catcalled walking down the street when you're like a 13-year-old girl going to the bus stop. It's like, we're not the same. Like, you were a boy growing up. You might not have had that same experience. Not saying that little boys don't get like sexually harassed and stuff, but it's not as common, It's a more unique experience with women. I never experienced that personally, so I guess I could be the argument. It's like, oh, you didn't experience it. It's like, yeah, but many other women have. And it's like, like there's nothing wrong with just being a transgender woman. Like you don't have to, like, why try to be in the same club as us? Like you can still, like, you know, there's plenty of women are cool with transgender women and friends with them and everything, but you should still respect that there are differences that you'll never ever ever like compete with, you know. Like there's literally this girl on TikTok who does that, who was fighting everybody in the comments saying, I do get a period, I do get cramps from my medicine. It's like, you get cramps from my medicine. Cramps scientifically is the contraction of a uterus. You don't have a uterus. Like, it's not like, why is it a competition? You're not a naturally born woman. You don't have a uterus. You don't have ovaries. You don't have eggs. Like, you don't bleed. You don't bleed. You don't even have a vagina unless you get surgery, and it's not even a natural one. Like, oh man. And I haven't, like I said, nothing against transgenders. I do not. But I feel like it is so disrespectful. That's like if there was a thing, that was like if black people were able to get surgery to turn white. Or if white people that's a better example. If white people were able to get surgery to turn black, and then now they put themselves in black spaces. Like now you go take up scholarships for black people. Now you go take up scholarships for, you know, that, like, or spaces in HBCUs or spaces that, you know, that are allocated for black people. That's like the same thing. Like if a white person just got surgery, right, and changed to white, a man getting surgery to become a woman is like low key, like encroaching on women, things that were designated for a woman. We have our own sports category for a reason. Separated from men, you know? So as a woman, I don't agree with it. I wish they had their own category, like, cause that would be cool. Like all the transgender women compete in one event. I will actually watch that. But if you were in a women's sport as a transgender woman, I don't want to watch that.
Yeah, we're not the right people to talk about this, and I'm not going to say anything about this topic really. But just in general, I guess to be devil's advocate here, part of the reason. And, you know, you can debate whether you want to accept it or not. And I'm not saying that you're wrong. But, you know, just to give a opinion that, you know, that they would have is just that part of their transition process is to do so in order to be accepted into the other gender that they're trying to transition into. So that's the whole goal. That they feel like they are internally. Yeah, so they don't want to then be alienated, I guess, more, or just being alienated in general, putting them in a different category, almost like there's men's, like how there's men's sports, women's sports, and then there's going to be transgender sports. I feel like they would take that almost as like, and no disrespect, I'm not trying to be, no, because what I'm about to say, I don't mean to be offensive at all, or like, hopefully this has no ill intent whatsoever. So, you know. Here's the. No, well, first of all, relax.
No, I'm saying like.
But I'm just saying.
No, I'm saying like I feel like, well, okay, not who cares, but I feel like it's like, why do you have to walk on eggshells? Like
I'm not walking on eggshells.
No, I'm saying like that's not. I feel that's so unfair in society that like you had to walk on eggshells to talk about a topic that like is controversial.
No, I'm just explaining my point. I'm just you know communicate.
Yeah, I didn't mean like who cares about how people feel. I just mean like just say it. You know.
I'm gonna still say it. I'm just communicating properly. So. I don't want to speak for other people. Like that would be ignorant. But I would assume that they would take that as the equivalent as putting them in a like the Paralympics type of category, like people that have disabilities. Like I feel like that they would take that in a similar fashion if you try to put them in over there. Because if their whole goal is to be accepted and, you know, have the LGBTQ community having laws passed, and they just want to be, I guess, included. So I believe that that's how they would take it. And that's why they have the push to be included in the opposite. But
they had to understand that they're not. Like, it's just, you can't, like, you know, they'd be like, oh, it's not fair. Well, life's not fair. That's how you were born. Boo-hoo. You have male hormones now. You had them naturally. You're naturally built with the strength of a male. So, yeah, I'm sorry if that's how you feel, but that's how you were born. And like I said, I feel like the defense is going to be like, oh, well, what about segregation? Black people, we already just explained there's no differences except how you look racially. Like if you compare human to human, a black man and a white woman, a black man and a white man, same anatomy, same build, everything. A man to a woman is a different thing. Like I'm sorry, that's how you were born, and like have pride in being a trans. Like don't try to now encroach into space. Like yeah, and there's some spaces fine, yeah. Like you know, if we want to be in a woman's bathroom, sure. Well, actually, I don't know. How do I feel about that? If you want to be in a nail salon, right? I mean, males go to nail salons, but most of the time, it's
I'll
women there.
I'll save you
No,
here.
no, I'm saying most of the time women are in nail salons, right? You could agree. Go to any nail salon, you most likely won't see a man in there. You might see some, who get the manicure nails and toes, but majority I never seen. In my personal experience, I've never seen actually a man in a nail salon once, except that time we went with Cam to get our toes done. So if you're in that space, yeah, cool, fine. Like there's plenty of spaces that if they were a part of a woman group or audience that I wouldn't mind. But when it comes to things like sports where there's clear unfair advantages naturally, but just because of how you're born, sorry, like a separate category shouldn't hurt your feelings. That's who you are. And I get they want to be involved in that space, but it's like you, I don't know, it's just so crazy to me. I feel like it's just the entitlement. I feel like you could just get a surgery and take some pills, and now you are entitled to that experience of a natural born woman,
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but there has to be acceptance on their side of who they are and having a category, at least in sports. I don't mind other areas, some areas, but sports, yeah.
Yeah, I have nothing additional to add, but just a quick statement. It's funny because I don't really see. I've never seen the opposite where a woman tries to become a man and then tries to go into male sports.
And I think that it does exist, but obviously it's not as controversial because there's no disadvantage.
Yeah.
If anything, it's more of a disadvantage actually to be a woman, a transgender man, being in male sports. It's probably actually the opposite. It's worse for you.
Yeah.
Be way behind in the race.